today we have our Project Bomber back on the table, and it is completed. The rebuild is finished. It went pretty smoothly. It was nice working on this vehicle because though it was used, it was a nice clean vehicle to start with. It wasn't abused and coated in mud, so that was nice. There was a couple problems we ran into. I told you I'd tell you about anything I did find. So what did I find? First thing I found was in the front axle here, where the pumpkin is, or where the pinion gear goes in the pumpkin, the case was cracked right where the bearing sets. So I had to replace the case. I had a used case that I put on it off of a Wraith, so no big deal there. Swap that in. And the drive shafts were incorrect for this vehicle. I had an extra set of Wild Boar 8s, so we threw those in. Got the correct drive shafts back in the Bomber. Other than that, it was pretty smooth. I had picked up a used Savox servo, which I installed on it here. Or not Savox, sorry, Hi-Tech servo. But the Hi-Tech servo I had picked up, I risked it by picking up a used one. It had a bad gear in it. 3 teeth were stripped out. But luckily, they were on the side where I was able to take the servo apart, turn the gear 180 degrees, and put it back together, and then the servo still works. So if you ever strip a servo and it's the top gear right here, the one that turns this shaft, always check that, because you can turn that gear and get a little more life out of your servo. Otherwise, she's back together. It has it's brushed. I would like to go brushless, but did not have a censored brushless setup laying around. I do have some non-censored, but I do not like non-censored in my crawling rigs, and just didn't have the extra cash to blow on a censored setup right now. So, went with a modified, hand-modified brush setup from a friend, and I think it'll be more than adequate in this setup. We'll give it a try and see, at least for where I run at. Powering it right now is an AE5 and a Castle Creations BEC. That way we can make sure we get the most out of the servo. And since I do run 3S, well, on any crawler, honestly, I recommend the BEC. Otherwise, she's still pretty much as I got it. I've been told these are Vanquish stainless steel links. So they are nice links, be honest about that. It has aftermarket gears in the transmission. So the RC World bead locks. These held these Proline wheel tires, beautifully. Went on easily. And speaking of tires, went with these Proline Baja TAs, KR2s. Nice soft tire. I believe these will be a nice tire for the areas I run in as well. The most striking thing you notice about this vehicle now is its paint job. But it is not a paint job. This is a vinyl wrap. I was looking on eBay at camos and came across this one. Nice vinyl camo. So I decided to do a wrap on it. This wrap right here I paid $6 for a 12-foot wide by 5-foot roll, which was more than enough to do the truck. And I think it turned out pretty good. I also painted the driver and co-pilot. This way they look, I think, a little bit better than just the standard black on black inside. Makes them stand out and gives them a little bit of character. Also painted the fuel cell so it stands out. With this Bomber, I did not get the spare tire carrier, so there is no spare tire on it, which honestly I would have removed anyway. I also had enough of the wrap left over that I went ahead and wrapped the radio as well, or at least parts of it. This way it blends in with the Bomber, matches it nicely, I think. So there's the update on our Project Bomber. It is rebuilt now. I have ran it just a little bit around the living room. Runs great there. Next thing is to get it out and see how it does out in the dirt and on the rocks and on the trails. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them down below. Make sure you check us out on Instagram. I posted pictures along the way of the rebuild there. We post a lot more pictures on Instagram than you ever get to see on our YouTube channel, so make sure you check it out. The link to it is down below. Make sure you hit that like button and feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, happy RCing!